everyone
Yeah.
thinks like we'll get the vaccine and then we'll be all good.
Mm.
But seems like it's just going to be another kind of vaccine where we have to get it every year, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Similar to like a flu shot, eh?
Yeah.
That's
I'm not anti-vaccine, but
yeah.
like I do question kind of like government.
Why do they do the
Like,
things they be?
yeah, because if you say we have like they're like strongly encouraging us to get the vaccine, yeah, but
What I
then
mean?
they also like admit that even if you get the vaccine, you're still prone to getting COVID-19,
Yeah.
and you're still like will become like a spreader of
Yeah.
COVID-19. So then we're like, then the only reason to get it is so that it protects yourself from like obviously like it being fatal.
Mm.
But then they also say like people under the age of 40 like pretty safe.
Mm. Well, I was lucky because I
Yeah.
got to have my vaccine in
Yeah.
April, both shots.
Mm.
So I was like, oh, that was kind
See,
of.
so you're vaccinated.
Yeah, I am,
So
and they're like,
that sounds like, oh, you're sweet.
yeah,
But
it
are
does.
you sweet?
Yeah, no,
Because you
no,
can still
I
get it,
questioned
and
that.
then you can still spread it.
I still thought
It's
about
like-
it. What about that too? But
So I thought, like, if you get it,
Um,
like, oh, sweet, that means you're not gonna be a spreader,
Yeah.
you know. But then, like, you're still going to.
so yeah, I'm still like in that percentile of being
Mm.
able to catch it still, but I might not as
Maybe
I might
not
not
as
get
much.
it as
eh?
worse as
Yeah, like maybe
if I didn't have
percentage
it.
wise, maybe it's that would
Better.
make sense.
yeah. But yeah, I'm not anti-vax
Maybe
or
it's like a
nothing
really small chance of catching it and
or
spreading it.
dying. It's probably like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, you know, I had COVID-19.
Yeah, I know. And I was like,
You've
what
had
the
the
hell?
vaccine, and I've had COVID-19.
like, what the
So
hell? Oh, wow. I only knew when you posted it. It's like, what the hell?
everyone like freaks out when I
Ah.
tell people
Well,
like,
because it's like just,
you know why?
out of
Because
there.
I'm
But
like the
that's-
first person that they actually know that's had
And
it.
that's that's
Because
the
a lot
same
of
for
people
me.
think
I
like I've
don't know
never met
anybody.
anyone, so I've always thought it was like a conspiracy.
Yeah, I thought when Nan or Mum
Mm.
brought it up, I was like, really? Of course, the only one I know that had it.
Yeah.
like I
I'm
could
like
say that I
special.
know someone that's has had it, but
Yeah.
it's not a good thing. But it's not a bad thing.
Mm. So like honestly speaking, my
Yeah, what was your
experience with that,
experience?
because like I've already went through like some pretty traumatic like health issues, like
Yeah.
having a certain cancer, and
Yeah.
like going through months and months of like damaging my kidneys and all sorts of this. So my immune system is already compromised, you know, it's like already
your
bad.
immunity quite low.
So I was always told like, oh, you're going to be like much more prone to flu, and like when you get sick, like you're going to feel worse than someone else that's like healthy.
yeah.
So I've always had this like notion for a couple of years, like, oh, if I get sick, I'm going to feel it more than the next person, because my immune system's had a big like been impacted, you know. So when I got sick, and like I did feel like it was like a bad flu.
Yeah.
Like second week of having COVID, like I could
It's
really
worse.
feel like breathing was like an issue. And it made me think, if I was like someone older, like in my 60s or
want to handle
70s,
it.
yeah, then they'll definitely be like needing some
Something
emergency
assistant.
kind of attention, you know?
Yeah.
And so then when I, like after that week was gone, straight away I felt better, you know? And then it made me reflect, like, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, like how bad was
Bad.
it? And I think like I've actually had worse. I've actually had worse like flus and colds than that.
Yeah.
But my point of like mentioning the breathing thing is because that's like a big thing, you know, the respiratory effect that it has on like older people. I can confirm like that is a factor, like the breathing thing. Like I really felt like, oh, shit, so good. But I still, with my health, was able to get through it. But like someone like you or someone just normal, healthy person
Yeah.
probably would never have known like that they have it. And I think that's what happens is like a lot of people that I've spoken to, like they say that they may have had it. They think they had it, you know?
Yeah.
But because a lot of people are just so healthy, it's like, well, I don't really want to get tested, but I'm sure I've got it,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I even thought
that's
I
the
had
thing.
it.
Is
Though.
like if you're pretty healthy,
Yeah.
like I don't think you have to be that worried. Because
You'd be able to
my immune system is crap, and I went through it thinking like I've been through worse. But definitely, like someone 60 plus years old, they should definitely get the vaccine, But then, see, now knowing all that, like, do we go through what we're doing with all these lockdowns, having an effect on other aspects of people's lives, Because prior to COVID-19, like we did have the common flu, which was an issue for older people anyway, like thousands of older people were dying.
Probably amplified a little bit.
I don't know.
I even thought I had it. No, this was before this even happened. I remember like one time and I was like, damn, like just straight couldn't do anything for 2 weeks. And that was like all of the symptoms.
Super spreader.
And I was like, oh, bro, like kidding. What is this? And they couldn't even like tell me what it was.
When was
it was
this?
Just like viral, like probably late 2019 or maybe in between June.
Maybe
winter.
they didn't have all those mechanisms to say, oh, this is COVID.
Yeah,
because they had no idea what it was.
Like I even posted it on Facebook. I was like, don't do this, don't do that. Like
I think I saw that.
Yeah, that was it. And I'm like, damn, that must have been COVID.
Yeah, this was before COVID, though, wasn't it?
I never ever felt so sick in my life.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, you posted up something like that. I was
like, man, because I had like crazy temperatures, couldn't breathe, couldn't sleep, couldn't do nothing, and I was like trying to explain it to people. Like,
yeah, I remember you're like, this is
like,
the worst thing.
This is the worst thing that could ever. I don't wish it upon anybody.
And yeah, I remember that. But this is like.
Yeah, that was
like
a couple
months
years
before
ago.
Everyone
it came,
was...
and like I looked back on that, and I was like, I must have had it. But at the time, they couldn't.
But see, this just might have been like a common flu.
Yeah, well, but they didn't even say
and
common
you went
flu.
through something that was
viral,
pretty bad. Yeah,
they call it like a viral infection or illness.
See, what if you actually got COVID-19 and you're like, oh, that other flu was worse?
Yeah.
See, how would you think?
I never had felt any like I can tell the difference between when I've got the flu or not, like headache or like a bit coughing shakes. For a while, but like this was like whoa, like man, like I can't keep still.
But don't underestimate like a flu because you can feel really like pretty bad on a common flu,
Yeah, you can.
And that's what my point is like maybe like a lot of people that have had it have said the same thing. It's like a bad flu. So is this like to the point that we're going like with all these like restrictions and lockdowns? Is it really worth it? Question. Controversial.
Yeah.
I know people will say, no life is but then let's not neglect all the mental health issues that it's brought on,
Oh, wow. It's still like...
keeping people isolated, that makes people crazy,
Straight up.
I'm sure
and like relationships. Like it goes beyond.
And then also lifestyles. People trying to support their families, So you got to balance it up,
Yeah.
And I'm not proposing any answers. I'm just saying, like, let's look at it so we can save potential lives.
Yeah.
And I do agree, like, we do need to vaccinate vulnerable people that are in like that age bracket or like have health issues. Yeah, for sure. But then do we need to go this extreme and keep like people isolated for months at a time? Like here in Victoria, we were locked down for like 4 months,
Yeah.
And I see and I know people personally that have like real mental issues
brought on
when they're trying to raise kids at home and they can't, they can't work now. That's affecting like their whole lifestyle, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people lose jobs.
Yeah.
They can't go out and get another job because they have to stay home, you know? And after a while, like, that depletes into their savings if they have savings. So, like, that's really going to have a long-term effect as well.
Yeah, definitely.